Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you with a long form podcast type talk video, and this one's going to be on when should you do drugs? First off, I'm not a mental health professional. I am one of the most fucked up people in the world. I don't know if it was from my childhood. There was a fire. No, I'm joking. A lot of people, they inherit their parents' trauma without even knowing it, without even realizing it. And maybe one day you can realize, oh, that's why my parents were so shitty. That's why they couldn't handle being in that situation. That's why, I mean, and every man was different. I was just reading something on Reddit today. It was a Ask Men, and they were saying, like, what is, or maybe it was just an Ask Reddit. They would say, like, when did you know your significant other would be like your partner forever? Like, when did you love them? And this one woman said when they were dating for a couple months, and they got home from a date to the boyfriend's apartment, and there was like a leak in his like living room, and it like ruined like a stereo, and there was water, like a little bit of water damage. It's like, ah, shit. And then he calls a guy and gets it all fixed. He didn't freak out. He didn't, yell or curse or scream or blame the neighbors upstairs. He didn't blame anyone. He's just like, oh, gotta get that fixed. Now, circumstances had it so that maybe he had enough money to where that's not an issue. For me, when I was younger, if there was an issue with my car, that was like, oh my God, this is, I was literally like Tiger King. Like, I'm never gonna financially recover from this. Like that's what I was like, because I was poor. I didn't have a lot of money. A lot of the money I had went to rent or it went to food. Like, that's it. Like, that is it. I was literally eating at the dollar store. Like that. That's what. So to have something like some cargo that's costing a couple $100, like, oh my goodness. Now if something happens, like, no, gotta get that fixed. So again, the circumstances are different, and for something that's not a big deal for someone might be a huge deal for someone. That adds on a lot of stress. I get that. But why she said that's when I knew I loved him was because when her parents were younger, they all got like every little thing. They were blaming the other for, they were fighting, they were yelling, they were screaming, and she just didn't like that. She was just like, like, she just doesn't like conflict in general. And just, the little kids see that's like, okay, every time something goes wrong, you automatically equate that with fighting. And yeah, that's so where I'm going. Oh yeah, so like I said, she didn't realize that until later in life that her parents did that, because that's what both of their parents did. Again, you inherit your parents' trauma because what they experience, what they're traumatized by, they pass on to you. And you could like break the cycle. There's many like there's a lot of different ways to respond to everything. And honestly, the best way I found, like, is just boxing. Is just hitting a heavy bag until like you scream and just feel like you're Wolverine. Is like, but not everyone. That's not a good outlet for everyone. Some people's writing. Some people is drawing. Some people is whatever it is that they do. They run. But sometimes, even for me, and I totally tout like the boxing physical activity, because that, when Mr. Rogers, I was watching Mr. Rogers when I was younger, and he says, okay, like, the king is mad about something, and he's mad he plays the trumpet, but then he was better after he played the trumpet. He says, well, maybe he blew out some of his anger while playing the trumpet, and that's why he was nicer after that. And I didn't know it at the time, but I was just like, I didn't know it at the time. I was like, okay, he was teaching us that you're so angry sometimes, you could do other things to let that anger go. And sometimes it's drugs. Sometimes it's alcohol. Sometimes, and I love alcohol. I drink it all the time. I have a problem. I have a glass right over there. And that is something that, it's so weird. Something that I don't have a sense of smell, but something that doesn't smell good, a lot of times doesn't taste good. A lot of times just all your senses are telling you not to touch it. Inebriates you, and you just feel a distinct humming and buzz. You're out with your boys, out with your friends, just having a good time, listening to good music. That's not a bad way to get out of a bad mood. It's not. It's like there's many other ways that are probably much more horrible for you. Like you could be doing hard drugs, you could be doing coke, you could be doing crack, you'd be doing like, ugh. But that is, again, alcohol is a way to be like, all right, let off some steam. Let's eat some junk food, have a good time with friends, go to a strip club, see some boobs, fucking throw dollars on bitches, pay for your college tuition, you know. And if you think about it, alcohol is a drug. Some people, they just like to mellow out with weed. Some people like to mellow out with Xanax. Some people do a lot of. For me, acid is a really good drug for me to clear my mind and to make it so that if I'm angry, like it just helps me process emotions. Like, okay, why am I angry? It gives you a look at your own self, like who you are to your core. It's like you're looking in a mirror, but that mirror is a full body scan and you're seeing all the part that's wrong with you. You're seeing your ego. You're seeing like, why am I like this? You're seeing everything. And then you're also seeing, you're not asking, all right, you ask the question, why am I like this? But you're seeing why you are like this. You think of other questions that you didn't even think to ask before, and you're getting the answers to those. And that's just something that, again, I want to help people. And if that's one way that we can be able to, I'm not aggressive on acid. And I just want to love people. I just want to be their best friend. I want to put my arm around them, like, cheers, buddy. Let's drink. Let's sing songs. Let's fucking watch Mel Gibson movies because they're cool. I get it. I know he did some racist things, and yeah, but just fucking shit. He's cool. Again, not that. Just the movies are cool. Just watch good movies. Watch Lord of the Rings. Watch whatever. And I just want to help people. Like, as much as I want to help people now, sober, I want to help people times when I take acid. I almost always donate hundreds of dollars to animal charities because like they need it more than I do, which they do. And Best Friends Animal Society, if you totally want to donate, they're totally really good. Or my Patreon, because eventually all the money I make from everything that I do will be going to help animals. Anyway, I'm done to plug in there. But please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Please smash the like button. What I like to do is sometimes just appreciate art. And I think sometimes people get really busy. Like, I have 2 businesses, I'm trying to launch a 3rd. I have a girlfriend now. I have a lot of people that they don't see their kids because they leave when the kids are sleeping and they come back, the kids are sleeping. And that's got to mess with you. You really need to take time to stop and appreciate art, appreciate things that are around you, look into the tiny details of things. One of my favorite things to do on acid is just watch Lindsey Sterling videos. One, because I played violin, I love violin, I danced, and she does that in amazing synchronization, and just the melody is, everything's a symphony, and it's, the artwork is so beautiful. And it's just cool to say, like, this didn't exist before, and it came from her mind, and she put it on paper, and she's playing the notes. She knows how to compose, and she knows how to play and dance and move in these ways that nobody else knows how to do. And it's just, skill level is off the charts, and it's just, it makes me appreciate every music video I see. Like, okay, this was someone's vision. It didn't exist before them. What are they trying to do? They're trying to tell a story, like, from things artistic like Lindsey Sterling to obscene stuff like Sum 41, and you just have Ozzy Osbourne or Marilyn Manson, and the videos are just so cool, and a lot of the colors are amazing. Again, it makes you appreciate art. It can make you think some tough questions. Now, when to do these things, when to do drugs, again, it's different for everybody. A lot of people will tell you, like, hey, if you're in a bad place, you're in a bad mood, don't do it. But for me, if I am in a bad, like, I need to do it because, like, that makes me think, all right, I have everything in the world. I have a girlfriend. I have 2 successful businesses. I live with my best friend whose kid is, like, one of my best buddies. I love her, and there is nothing wrong with my life. But I still don't know how to be happy. And drugs help with that. They do. They just help me realize, hey, listen, like, fuckface, like, you have, like, one of the best lives, like 1% of the world. Not in America, that's a different 1%, but literally 1% of the world. Like, you are living one of the best lives that anyone has lived in the history of mankind, womankind, peoplekind. And and it helps me realize that I'm just being silly. Well, I'm just like, oh no, it's right. But again, you could use it as self-reflection. You use it with friends, like you're in a party. It's like, oh hey, and it increases serotonin. It's just, again, that's just my personal experience. And mushrooms, same thing. Mushrooms helps you work through what you're going through, and I freaking love it. And it's a shame I've only done it twice. I want to do it more, and I want to. Some people say that if you take it when you're in a bad mindset, it makes you have a bad trip, and it just, especially if you do too much, you could wind up hospitalized. And okay, fair enough. Again, I'm not any type of mental health professional, and like tonight, I am calling my girlfriend tonight, and we had a little bit of issue, a little bit of like a disagreement on the certain way to approach a situation the other night. And I'm going to call her, and I was like, listen, this is a learning curve for me. I don't know exactly, the right protocol for some of these things. I'm skilled at like 3 things, like math, hand-to-hand combat, and I'm a pretty decent cook. But I just don't, relationships I'm just not good at, but I'm trying. And I recognize that what I was trying to think was the right thing, maybe what actually was the right thing was not in my field of vision, because I was so focused on what I thought was right. And I think it's silly for us to have a fight. I found a solution, how to handle everything. And, if she says, okay, yeah, that is silly. You know what? Patch it up. Okay, we go away for the weekend. That's great. But if she says, like, hey, listen, you are almost 30 years old. I should not have to tell you these things. You should know better by now. I can't date you. Okay? I understand that 100%. I wish you nothing but love and the best in life. Tell your dog that I said hey, and I love her too. And give me a call if you need anything. And then I'm going to have the best arm workout in the world the next morning. And I'm going to go get a hotel room. And I'm going to do so many fucking drugs. I'm going to do so many fucking drugs. Because I need that. Again, my reaction to that will be, again, just what it was, because, I don't really believe in trying to spread negativity. I want to be like, hey, love. We should all just love each other at the end of the day. That's what we should do. But I know my mind will be like, see, you're not good enough. You're a piece of shit. You're an ugly piece of shit. She never should have been with you in the first place, and you should fucking kill yourself. Honestly, that's going on like 20% of the time in my brain anyway. And that's why I need it. I needed to tell my mind, like, no, that's silly. That's silly. You're a fun person. You have a lot of friends. Part of the reason you don't have a lot of time is because you have so many friends, so many people that love you. And I could say that right now, but again, in the back of my mind, it's just like, yeah, your friends wouldn't do shit for you. Yeah, like you would do more for your friends. Like, sometimes your mind is just toxic. It's just a toxic place. It's poisonous. And I feel like for me, acid is that medicine to be like, it reduces that toxicity. It cleanses it, makes it go away, and it doesn't come back for a while. Could this be solved with other medications? Possibly. Probably. I know it helps. There's a bunch of people that SSRIs help. There's also a bunch of people that are on SSRIs that just don't feel anymore. They just feel like they're in a cloud. They feel like it just suppresses their emotion, and they lose their sex drive, and and I can't be in a cloud. Again, trying to do all this what I'm doing so I could, help animals. Again, that's the main goal. Main goal is to, in the military, in the Air Force, the main goal was to keep the airplanes in the air. Everyone's purpose, they had a job so that the aircraft can go in the air and do their job. Mine was getting cargo to the aircraft. Aircraft can't fly without cargo. Passengers, same thing. Cooks, their thing, like, you know what? Pilots can't fly if they're hungry. These workers can't work on the flight line. I can't work on the flight line if I'm hungry. So the cooks, they give us food, and we go and we work on the aircraft, and then the aircraft flies. Security guards, security forces, they make sure everything's fine. No one that is on base and not supposed to be on base. Everyone that's on base should be on base. People that aren't supposed to be on base are not on base. They make sure to do that. Again, this is all stateside. deployment area, yeah, they make sure that oh my freaking god. They make sure that wire is completely covered. Nobody is inside that wire that should not be inside that wire, so that the aircraft can get on and do their stuff. If rocket fire is too much, security forces goes around, they do their thing as well, so that the rocket fire stops, so that the aircraft can go and do their thing. My main mission in life now is to help animals, and I can't do that if I'm so in my head that I want to fucking kill myself that I stop doing that. So the main mission would be, okay, you know what, I feel like shit, I drop some acid, I patch myself up, I get back to work, and I do all my work again. And that's just a routine that I do. Every once in a while I have to do that. Does everybody do that? Again, it's different for everyone. If you feel like killing yourself, please go see your doctor, please talk to a friend. If you're a veteran, message me, give me a call. I'm always here for other veterans. I love you guys. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. I hope this helped. I hope this wasn't just a whole thing of blabbage and word vomit, but I am thankful for every one of you. Please be good to each other and love each other. I love you guys. Bye.